I know how to rep my city. I know how to rep my city. So throw your wood up, throw your wood up.
Buenos dias. Guess what? We're in Spain. Welcome to Barcelona. You know, we talked about the hustle and the bustle of Paris and the hustle and the bustle of Amsterdam. But this is that Latin hustle and bustle. Looks a little different from the last time I was here, but I think it was about 8 years ago. A whole different neighborhood. But we're gonna check it out and see what they have going here and figure it out. All right, welcome officially to Barcelona. This is the hotel. Paris was nice, had great views. It was more rustic. This is more modern, very modern look, as you can see. And all of the hotels really that I've stayed at in Barcelona have been very chic. The last one that I stayed at was really nice, but this is really, really nice. I'm very impressed. So we did very well with this one, for sure. If you look over here to the right, they got the Gaudy tour. But I didn't say booty, I said Gaudy, but it's really Gaudy. So he's the one who did a lot of the famous architecture here, and we will pass a lot of those buildings today. We've already tried some of the iconic paella from one of the Catalan restaurants. Sangria, we've already tried that. Tapas, we've tried that. So you're walking right down La Rampa as we head to La Bucaria. You see how busy it is? It gives Mexico City vibes or New York vibes, but hustle and bustle just like in Paris. Hustle and bustle just like in Amsterdam. Same thing, but just a different vibe. We have made it to La Bucaria, the Mercado. It's a huge market. You're gonna see some really good hams, really good seafood, really good vegetables, cheese, the ham shanks hang, and you get to see the leg of the pig. But it makes for some really tasty ham, and we're gonna try everything right here today. And this is my first meal today because we plan on tasting this entire thing. So got some scallops, got some garlic prawns, and something else I don't remember, but we'll get to that in a second. Let me give it a try. Some scallops, some mushroom, some sea salt. Really good. Very well seasoned. Tastes like the sea. Perfectly cooked. Great scallops.
What did you eat here last time?
I was trying to get a bigger picture. These fruits look amazing. Those are dates. Many little oranges, kumquats. We stopped. We had some great, some great scallops and stuff. Some of the best sauce that I've had. Some of the best mushrooms I've had. So now we stop and just want to check out this. These are sardines, whole sardines, deep fried. They're good, nicely flavored. And the one thing that I would have liked if they were freshly deep fried, but they had to microwave these because they didn't have a fryer. All right, so these are some salamis, various kinds of salami. We'll try one of these. These are crispy and good. Delicious. Hey guys, I'm outside of the Afro shop in Barcelona. I needed to get something for these dreads. They're getting dry all this heat. So I was able to get some great oils. They got avocado oil. They got a lot of natural oil for like €4. So I was able to get that. And then I also saw this was just a nice neighborhood to get a really good visual. Look at the good palm trees, the differences of the colors of the houses. And then down there, I think you have a food pantry or something. Now I'm about to head to the hop on, hop off bus and go and see the rest of the city and see the things that Gaudy did. I am at the famous La Sagrada Familia. The last time I was here, they were working on it. They're still working on it. As you can see, the cranes way up in the sky. But you still see various visitors coming to see it. See the neighborhood, see all the people that come to see it. It's really busy, so if you come, pack your lunch. Even though there are a lot of eateries and a lot of places to eat lunch. And again, it's overcast today, so today's a pretty good day for this. All right, guys, it's been a long journey, but we've made it up. So what we've taken is one of those lifts, a ski lift, all the way to the top. We're still in Barcelona, but we get these fabulous views here. Right now, you can tell I'm on a moat castle. There used to be warships and a war here. You can even see the camera pan over there. You can even see the where they shoot the bombs. I can't think of what they're called. It's so well manicured. The colors are so vivid. If you get an opportunity, take that lift up here, get you a photo, get you a video, but really it's for your eyes to see because it's a sight that you'll never forget. Made it to Valencia, just getting off the train, kind of humid, overcast. You have to wear a mask on the train, but it was pretty good. Not bad from Barcelona, 2.5 hours, or 2 hours and 50 minutes. I'll keep you updated with the photos, the food, and the things that we do, but it might just be chilling on the beach. One more thing that I just wanted to share, and I have to share it because I'm not keeping it real with my folks if I don't share this information about my trip. Now, unfortunately, with every trip, you experience some form of adversity. I'll tell you about 2 things that I experienced that I have to call out. I will call them out. One was my stay at the Sol Playa Hotel, the Sun Beach Hotel. I may have mentioned it in the past video, but again, it was about $250 a night. And I don't know where you're from, but that's kind of expensive. The location was a prime location. It was a very nice beach, so I won't take anything from that. But the rooms and the actual hotel was a whole totally different thing. The room was like a dorm room. And I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with HBCUs, but I'm talking about old HBCUs. The room was 30 times worse than that. I had the privilege of going to East Texas State University a long time ago. And my room was much nicer than that. So I ended up with 2 bunk beds and then a medium-sized bed, and they all just had a sheet on them. The sheets had stains on them. The curtains had stains on them, unfortunately. But what I will say, in an attempt not to bash people, the clerks at the desk front were nice. They were bilingual. They allowed us to leave our bags there, and that's all I can tell you about the prime location on the beach. You can see the big yachts pulling up. We did have a meal on the other side of Sol Playa, which is occupied in the same building. That was nice. It's right next to Burger King. But the problem was once we got to the room, I mean, there were literally ants all in the room. There were fingerprints on the headboard. And there were stains on the sheets and on the curtains, and noticeable stains. And then they selected white. So, it just wasn't, it wasn't my way to spend a week because it was going to be my last week in Spain, Valencia, Spain. And I had already had a great time in Barcelona at the H10 hotels. And again, I'm not being paid for this. I'm just telling you the truth because I don't want you to waste your money. Even if you look it up in Google, I mean, the reviews were not good, and I don't know how we accidentally booked it. But either way, prime location. So if you're on a budget and you don't care, or you're young and you're just there to party, get drunk, and wake up and shower anyway, I guess it's fine. But it was not $250 worth or 250 euros worth nightly. So what I ended up doing, in short, is finding a hotel and All of the hotels were super expensive because we were approaching the weekend. So we said, Valencia, we'll catch you in a few days, but we're catching a plane to Mallorca. Booked a nice hotel at the Hilton, had a great time. We'll share more about that here, but just wanted to give you an update so that you understand how I went from catching a train to Valencia, Spain, to deciding to go to Mallorca. It was not in the plans. It was a cost-benefit analysis that said, I'm about to spend as much money. There were hotels costing $2,000 or $1,000 a night in Valencia going into that weekend. So I was like, just go to Mallorca. And it saved me money, and it was a better experience. And it was great to end my vacation on a beach experience. I ended up coming back to Valencia, finishing off my night there. Valencia is a nice place, and I will give you the highlights. But I just wanted to point that out. Listen, I wouldn't be keeping it real if I didn't tell you the truth. It's your boy. I'm out. All right, guys, I'm in Mallorca at the Paquero, or one of the Paquero beaches. Really good vibe. And then the cool thing about Spain, which has nothing to do with me because I don't smoke marijuana, but they have legalized it. But the difference between them and what I see in the States is like people not going nuts over it, right? Like you'll smell it, settle it going, but it's not like that's their whole life. Like it just evolves around it. A lot of these guys I see, that's their whole life, but no, they just, and they're all rolled up like cigarettes, so they're just fired up like they're smoking a cigarette, and then they go back into the water or whatever they're doing. And I noticed that in Barcelona, I noticed that in Valencia, and now in Mallorca, the island off the coast of Spain. It's the same thing. I mean, it's no big deal. You can fire it up while you're at the restaurant, sitting outside on patio, whatever. It's no big deal, Look at those hills, and then those houses going up into the hills, and hotels going up into the hills, as much as you can see. Restaurants or whatever. So going up to the top and then all the way back to the hotels that are behind us. They're a nice spot. So again, people have their little tile things up to make like their cabana like a little house or something. Oh, it's delicious. So Cooper just he was supposed to be filming with the GoPro. I don't know what he's doing. I got Kaylin and Piatra here. I got Cooper acting like he about to die right there. And it's all good. I'm about to get in this water and swim. It's beautiful out here. Man, if I tell you that it was truly amazing, getting to see the beaches, getting to see all of that turquoise blue water. Yeah, we were in the Mediterranean Sea today, visiting a lot of beaches, visiting caves. I have to give 3 thumbs up to Malta, 5 thumbs up. I mean, not Malta, Mallorca, because it's not a place that was ever on my list. But now that I visited it, I think it'd be great for my mother, my father, or, the older people, because it's flat land. But when you're on the beach, you're beaching, sandy beaches. Oh man, it's amazing. It surpassed my expectations. I'm so glad we decided at the last minute to do this, to come over here. We had so much fun on the boat ride over, and the topography and the views. My camera's not even capturing the views. There's so many beautiful views and natural palm trees and hills and mountains, but maybe next time I gotta invest in a really, really, really expensive camera so you can capture all of it. And yes, you can finish your trip off with some wonderful paella. And we're at a paella place right now, getting ready to finish this beautiful vacation off. We had a city vacation, and then we went into a beach vacation, and I'm telling you, it's 10 thumbs up for me, and I only have 2. Last night in Valencia at an intimate flamenco show. Right now having a nice drink of whiskey with all the Patreons near me with the sangria, the vino, the cervezas. So this will be delicious. just came from the flamenco show. Oh, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You know, minus the Brits they couldn't see when I was trying to film, but it's delicious. It is what it is. We out here, man. About to get ready to head back to the States, fly to Switzerland, but it's been nice. See the decor in the back of me. You know, I talk about typography, and you know, but this is just really city to the bone. I mean, it's delicious. All of the graffiti, just everywhere. If I could live in a place that's a little different from the place that I live in now, it will be where I am today. It is nice. There's restaurants around every corner. Then there's graffiti everywhere around the corner. I think Spain is just really in touch with who it is. I know a lot of Black Americans want to come, want to travel. They don't know how. And I want to help you with that, to be completely honest with you. Because God created this beautiful earth and all these various cultures for you to see it, not for them to say separated. So if you can, if you save, if you plan your work and work your plan, you'll be able to do it. You'll have a greater understanding of where people come from. You'll understand the type of foods that people eat, the type of languages that people speak. I mean, when you're doing things like that, when you're seeing God's creation, it's amazing. And so I'm out here doing it. I'm out here filming it. I hope you like it. I'm not going to promise that you do. But that's not my job. My job is to come out here, experience it with my family, people that I love, and hope that I can share it with my friends, hope that I can share it with my Facebook friends, hope that I can share it with my YouTube friends, my Instagram friends, all of my friends out there, to inspire you to want to see others. Get out of where you're comfortable, go somewhere else, and there might be somebody that you might be the cup of tea for. You just might be the person that they've been looking for their entire lives. Your music choices, your walk, your talk, your slang. But in the meantime, let me show you this. You can find this type of view in South America, in Brazil. You can find it in Colombia. But I just wanted you to see it. For me, I think some of the Spanish cultures are some of the best. And I love it. So for me, you know, I'm not here to preach to you. I'm not here to teach to you. My name's Vinnie. I've been traveling. And thank you guys for tagging along. I hope to see you soon. But maybe I'll see you when I travel. Maybe I'll see you in Europe, Asia. Maybe I'll see you in Barcelona. Have a great day. Bye.
I know how to rip my